Welcome to Trio. I'm Christian and I'm here with.
Carver.
Matthew.
And today we'll be talking about school struggles, hybrid.
Part 2.
Jeez. Christian's kind of weird and isn't doing the hybrid stuff like me and Matthew are, so it's just gonna be mostly
Okay.
us talking.
Yeah, I'll add a few comments here and there from what I've heard about it.
I'm not gonna lie, Christian.
Yeah, personally, for personal reasons, I do online.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Based on some classes, particularly choir, it's a lot worse now. Let's just say that.
Well, the problem is that like band and choir are one of those high risk classes, so they gotta take
Yeah,
extra steps to make it not as dangerous.
yeah, but I do agree with that. But there is one thing that's kind of like making me think what the word I'm not gonna say. Uh, Why is like choir and band so dangerous, yet football is okay?
That I have been asking since day one.
Like, I'd say football is more germ spraying than ever when it's just a bunch of people grabbing each other and throwing the people on the freaking ground. Like, that really doesn't make
Well,
any sense to me,
okay.
but that's more dangerous.
I will say, as someone who's in both band and choir, uh, that it would be actually it's the other way around. Um, so basically with choir, because the one of the main ways this uh, virus spreads is through air. That's why we have the masks. By the way, wear the masks.
Yeah,
Um,
don't be one of those people who don't wear your masks over under your nose. You wear it over your nose,
oh
and
my
you
gosh,
wear
that outrages me so
masks.
much. Anyways, so as someone who's in choir, because with choir and band, there's a lot of exhaling air. Uh, that makes the spread a lot more likely, especially since you're in such close proximity and being spread throughout an entire room. So I will say that football is more safe than choir and band when it comes to the virus, but it's I still see it as dangerous. I know there's other opinions on that. I'm not trying to get into a debate about that, but that's just my view on it.
Now, since we're on the topic about it, I guess I'll talk about band, how it's kind of run, how it kind of is now. So, basically, yeah, we're all 6 feet apart of each other. We're not close contact or anything. We have bell covers for pretty much all the instruments except the tubas, which I kind of find a little bit surprising. And we're basically for an entire block, we're only allowed to play on 30-minute intervals because we have filters in the room in the
Yeah,
band room that's running at the whole
that's the
time.
exact same. That is the exact same thing in choir.
Yeah, I've heard it's the same with you guys too. But
I just, I
we
also gotta
play
say
for
that is
10
pretty much the bane of my existence right now.
we play for 30 minutes and then we have to leave for 10.
Yeah, that's the same for us too, but
It
choir is very strange right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm considering dropping it next semester.
like I mean, it does feel a whole lot safer than if we were sitting like normal, just wearing masks and no belt covers, in my opinion. But at the same time, it's a whole new experience because instead, we've just been used to sitting close together as a band. We hear the full of the volume because we're all next to each other. Now that we're all spread out, it's like you hear yourself, but not mostly anybody else.
And I just want to point this out. Basically, there really is no perfect way to handle this, and they're trying their best to do what they can.
There really isn't.
Yeah, so and cause I'm just saying this because I know a lot of people can get frustrated about like how things are being run. You gotta keep in mind these people are being thrown into a situation that is really hard to navigate because basically
And
they're
nothing like this
trying.
has ever happened since 1918 or something like that.
I think so. Um, so have patience with like people who run this stuff. Um, because I know it can be frustrating, but honestly, they're doing their best. They really are. I just thought I should point that out. So yeah.
So I guess like with other hybrid stuff, um, one thing I kind of have an issue about is kind of like they claimed as it was going to be more like split down the middle. I really don't feel like it's split down the middle still. Because like I mean I'll have like 18 in one class and then I'll only have like 5 in the next one.
Yeah, that's the kind of the same way with online even.
I really feel there's something else that they could have done
Yeah, I do really
because
agree
it's
with
really not half and half. It feels like
Yeah, with
like my Spanish class. It's all the way. It's in a very small classroom, and there's 18 of us in that class on B days.
Yeah.
That
my thinking of that is I do have to give them credit because they're trying to work around this thing, and that would take a lot of
And
what word is to sort that out. But the system is extremely flawed right now. Like for what Carver said, like my English class, over half of the entire class is in the A group, which is people whose last names are basically from A to L, pretty much.
yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
that going by last name, that's not a good idea at all, I would say.
well, and it really doesn't help that the people who are trying to deal with the situation are being, um, I guess the word is led by a system that only sees, in our case, teachers and kids as statistics rather than human beings. So that also has some stuff to do with like how they're being like their resources basically is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the only really decent thing about this is this is technically for only for me personally because of my certain issues. I actually like being socially distant because I like to have my space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I will say that I definitely I like the social distancing for that reason, but I also do miss people other than my family.
all right. Another thing I wanted to bring up is I've kind of I've kind of started noticing a lot more people are actually upset by guidelines for hybrid and stuff like that because unfortunately a lot of people took oh we're going hybrid we're going to be able to go to school as in oh we're going to be able to go back to normal no problem
All right,
when
I just
no
have
that's not the case at all.
look, people. There are they're giving these guidelines for a reason. And just like I've been saying, you can go back to previous episodes, and I will always say this. follow the guidelines, and this will go by faster. If you want this to end the quickest way possible, follow the guidelines and stop getting angry at the people that are trying to help you.
You know, that's the
Like,
but
just be
that
glad that this stuff is being open.
Yeah, but there is. I really just have to say this out of the way. Just because there are guidelines doesn't mean they're good at all.
you know what the unfortunate thing is the majority of the people are following them at the school. I haven't. Now, Matthew, you can go ahead and say something on this after I'm done. I have not had one teacher have to tell someone, "Oh, you need to put your mask on," or anything like that. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but I'm saying I'm surprised it's not more common as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, the only time I really see people doing that is during lunch, because how else are you supposed to eat with a mask over your face?
Well, I will
Well, I don't
say,
just mean like during lunch. I mean like,
Yeah,
during class, people taking them off.
yeah, I will
some
say,
I have not
e-
heard any teacher say that.
even if it's not common, it does only take one bad apple to ruin the bunch.
Yeah,
So I will say that don't basically what I'm trying to say is don't be that bad apple.
don't be
Just
a word I'm not gonna say.
yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Follow the guidelines. Don't get mad at people trying to help you, and we'll get through this a lot faster.
I guess
yeah. Maybe eventually we can all get our lives back.
Yeah, but if people keep, and I'm not trying to like say everyone's doing this, but if people just disregard the guidelines just because they want things to go back to normal, I'm gonna give you a little news flash. They're not gonna go back to normal until you follow the
well,
guidelines.
what's sad to hearing is I'm starting to hear more about people at school be like, "Oh, we should just do herd immunity just to get it over with." But people don't realize if we did that, how much, you know, if we truly didn't do anything, that number of people that would die from it is way higher
Yeah,
because hospitals will get overfilled and then they can't treat them.
Yeah, in fact, at the beginning of this whole thing, that's what was going on. Is hospitals were being so full. I actually read some stuff about they had to actually turn some people away because they were so freaking full.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the problem with all these issues. Like, there are people who know how dangerous this can be and still like brush it off like it's nothing.
Look,
And because of it's because of those people that this is most that the cases are going up like crazy.
and then
They
I,
don't
I
blame
will
anybody but themselves. I don't understand why.
I will say on the opposite end though, don't be too freaked out. Like I under like what I'm trying to say is it is a bad situation. Don't get me wrong, but don't be those people who are taking all the stuff in the store. Like for example, when that whole toilet paper thing was going on.
Is there a fire truck behind you?
Anyways, basically, don't be too freaked out. We need to help each other, basically.
So I guess to end this out, one thing I wanted to bring up before we like do the outro and stuff like that. Of course, with rising numbers in the country, I am starting to hear the word us basically going back to remote only, and it's gonna be for basically I've been here until the spring because of getting cold and winter.
Yeah. I will say with winter, that is when diseases are at a higher chance of spreading. So be careful this winter, follow guidelines, and just stay safe.
I feel like we're getting a little off topic though.
Mm. That's the norm here on Toon Trio Podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe.
We speak
Um,
on our minds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not just doing this because we want views and want to pay the rent in the future. We're doing this because we like to do it.
oh yeah, we're not really getting anything out of this other than the fact that we enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause
That's
we
what-
enjoy this. We're not like trying to use this channel as like a money revenue or like just trying to get fame or whatever. That's what our gaming channels are for. Check those out.
We're just a couple high school kids wanting to do something with our lives right now.
Yeah, honestly, because actually, there's part of that came up with the idea for this podcast. Um, yeah, and honestly,
Okay,
I'm having a lot of fun doing it.
literally at this rate, the name should just be "We Talk About Random Stuff."
Pretty much.
That's what the video's title's gonna be.
And I mean, on here, we don't. I mean, there are a few things that we try to stay off of just because we don't want to start a comment war or anything like that. But we will speak just from our minds. We're not going to try and hide like our thoughts from you guys. I mean, there are some topics that we won't cover because
Like politics, the election. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll try to stay away from those. I know sometimes we've covered those a little bit, but we try to stay away from those as much as possible. Mainly because we don't want to get into that whole. We don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to get into that whole. So yeah, but other than that, we will always just kind of speak our mind on this kind of stuff. So it seems like we're getting off topic. We're just talking about stuff that we're kind of passionate about, I guess you would say.
Well, I think that's it for today.
Alright,
Yeah.
check out our gaming channels, or just YouTube channels in general. Mine is Fire Games.
I'm still not back to streaming yet, so
Okay. Matthew, do you have anything you want to link?
Well, like I said last time, I was on this thing. Like, I don't have a channel technically, so just follow me on my Instagram at Mac_Cooper821. Just do that.
spam in the comments if you want him to start a gaming channel with us.
Yes.
I have no dang capture card. How many times do I gotta tell you this?
You know, well, I don't have one and I still stream.
Neither do I. When I did. Well, we are going to tune out. Bye.
Alright, see ya.
Later.